Welcome back to our channel, my dear friends. Sometimes you are not lazy. Sometimes you are simply tired. Tired from working. Tired from thinking. Tired from solving problems. Tired from trying to stay strong every single day. And during those moments, you may feel guilty for slowing down. You look at other people working, growing, and moving forward, and you tell yourself, I should be doing more. I cannot stop. I am wasting my time. But my friend, listen carefully. You do not have to keep running every moment of your life. Even your phone needs to be charged. Even your body needs sleep. Even the strongest person needs time to rest. Taking a break does not mean you are giving up. Sometimes taking a break is exactly what helps you keep going. There's a big difference between quitting and resting. Quitting says, I am finished. Resting says, I will come back stronger. So if you are tired, do not hate yourself for it. Give yourself permission to slow down. Sleep well. Spend some quiet time alone. Go for a peaceful walk. Put your phone away for a while. Do something you enjoy. Give your mind space to breathe. Because you cannot give your best when you are completely empty. You cannot pour water from an empty cup. Sometimes, the most productive thing you can do is stop, recharge, and prepare yourself for the next chapter. But remember, rest should help you return. Do not turn a small break into giving up on your dreams. Rest with purpose. Recover your energy. Clear your mind. Then stand up again. So if you have been feeling tired lately, this video is for you. Lesson 1. Rest is not wasting time. Many people feel guilty when they rest. They sit down for a few minutes, but their mind says, you should be working. You're wasting time. Everyone else is moving forward. You need to do more. Because of these thoughts, even when their body is resting, their mind is still working. And that is not real rest. You need to understand something very important. Rest is not wasting time. Rest is part of moving forward. Think about your phone. You use it all day. You make calls. You watch videos. You send messages. You use different apps. After some time, the battery becomes low. What do? You charge it. You do not become angry with the phone because the battery is low. You understand that it needs energy. Your body and mind work in a similar way. You work. You study. You solve problems. You take care of responsibilities. You think about your future. You deal with difficult people and difficult situations. All of these things use your energy. So why do you expect yourself to keep going without recharging? You are a human being. You need rest. Rest does not mean that you are weak. It does not mean that you are lazy. And it does not mean that you have lost your ambition. Sometimes, resting is the smartest thing you can do. Imagine you are driving a car on a very long journey. If you never stop for fuel, what will happen? Eventually, the car will stop. It does not matter how beautiful the car is. It does not matter how powerful the engine is. Without fuel, it cannot continue. Your life is the same. You may be very hardworking. You may have big dreams. You may be extremely motivated. But if you never give yourself time to recover, eventually your energy becomes low. Then small tasks begin to feel difficult. You cannot focus properly. You become irritated easily. You lose interest in things you normally enjoy. You make simple mistakes. Sometimes you begin to think, maybe I'm not good enough anymore. But the problem may not be your ability. You may simply need to recharge. This is why you should learn to listen to yourself. Your body gives you signals. Your mind gives you signals. Do not ignore them. If you are always tired, pay attention. If you cannot focus, pay attention. If small things make you angry, pay attention. If you feel like you need some quiet time, pay attention. These signals are not always telling you to quit. Sometimes they are simply telling you, slow down for a moment. Many people make the mistake of comparing themselves with others. They see someone working 12 hours. They see someone waking up at 5 a.m. They see someone exercising every day. Then they think, I should do exactly the same. But you do not know that person's whole life. You do not know their responsibilities. You do not know their schedule. You do not know how much support they have. You do not know how much rest they get. Your body is yours. Your life is yours. Learn what works for you. You do not need to prove your strength by making yourself tired all the time. Real strength is also knowing when to slow down. And remember, rest does not always mean sleeping. Sometimes your body is not tired. Your mind is tired. You may need to stay away from your phone for a while. You may need to stop reading negative news. You may need a break from social media. You may need to spend an evening without thinking about work. Sometimes you need silence. Sometimes you need music. Sometimes you need a walk outside. Sometimes you need to sit with someone you love. Sometimes you simply need to do nothing for a little while. Different kinds of tiredness need different kinds of rest. If your body is tired, give it physical rest. If your mind is full, give it quiet. If your heart feels heavy, talk to someone you trust. If you have been working for a long time, do something you enjoy. Learn to ask yourself, what kind of rest do I need today? That question can change the way you take care of yourself. You should also understand the difference between rest and escape. Healthy rest gives you energy to return. Escape keeps you away from what you need to do. For example, watching a movie after a long day may help you relax. But watching videos for hours because you are afraid to start an important task is different. Sleeping well at night is healthy rest. Staying in bed all day only because you do not want to face your responsibilities is not the same thing. Real rest has a purpose. You rest so you can return with more energy. You pause so you can continue. You breathe so you can move again. That is why the message is not, stop working. The message is, know when to work and know when to recover. Both are important. There are times when you need discipline. There are times when you need to push yourself. But there are also times when pushing harder will not give you better results. Imagine studying for an exam. You have been reading for hours. Your eyes are tired. You are reading the same sentence again and again, but nothing is entering your mind. You could force yourself to sit there for 2 more hours, or you could take a short break, drink some water, walk for a few minutes, and return with a fresh mind. Which one will help you learn better? Sometimes, more time does not mean better work. A fresh mind can do in 1 hour what an exhausted mind struggles to do in 3. This is why rest can actually help your progress. It can improve your focus. It can help you think more clearly. It can give you new ideas. It can help you make better decisions. It can bring back the energy you thought you had lost. You should also stop feeling guilty for enjoying peaceful moments. You are allowed to enjoy your life. You are allowed to laugh. You are allowed to spend time with family. You are allowed to sit quietly. You are allowed to enjoy a beautiful morning without turning everything into work. Success is important. Goals are important. But your whole life should not become a race from one goal to the next. What is the point of building a successful life if you never give yourself time to actually live it? Work hard, dream big, build something meaningful. But breathe too. Enjoy the journey, protect your energy. A young man was preparing for an important exam. He believed that taking breaks was a waste of time. So he studied from morning until late at night. At first, he felt proud. He thought, I am working harder than everyone. But after several weeks, he could not focus properly. He started forgetting simple things. He became frustrated and thought he was becoming worse. His teacher noticed and asked him about his routine. After listening, the teacher said, You do not need more study right now. You need better recovery. The young man changed his routine. He started sleeping properly. He took short breaks. He went for a walk in the evening. He gave himself time away from books. And something surprising happened. He studied fewer hours, but he learned more. His mind became clearer. His memory improved. His energy returned. He finally understood that rest had never been his enemy. Rest was helping him become stronger. Always remember, you do not have to feel guilty for taking time to recharge. Rest is not the opposite of progress. Sometimes rest is exactly what makes progress possible. Pause when you need to, recover your energy, and then come back ready to give your best again. And before we start lesson 2, please like this video because your one like gives me motivation to create more helpful videos for you. Lesson 2. Give your mind a break from constant noise. Your body can sit still while your mind keeps running. This happens to many people. You may be lying on your bed, but you are thinking about work. You may be eating dinner, but you are checking messages. You may be spending time with your family, but your mind is thinking about tomorrow. You may close your eyes at night, but your thoughts keep moving. What do I need to do tomorrow? What if something goes wrong? Why did that person say that? Am I doing enough? Slowly, your mind becomes full. This is why recharging yourself is not only about giving your body a break. Your mind needs space too. Today, we live around constant noise, notifications, messages, videos, news, social media, emails, calls, people's opinions. Even when nobody is speaking to us, our phones are always ready to give our minds something new to think about. You wake up and check your phone. You eat while watching something. You travel while listening to something. You work with notifications coming in. Then, before sleeping, you check your phone again. Your body may have stopped moving, but your brain has been receiving information almost the entire day. Sometimes, what you need is not more information. You need less noise. You need a few moments when nobody needs your attention. No notifications, no scrolling, no comparing, no trying to keep up with everything. Just you and a quiet moment. Many people are uncomfortable with silence. The moment they have nothing to do, they reach for their phone. Waiting for 5 minutes? Phone. Sitting alone? Phone. Eating alone? Phone. Feeling bored? Phone. But boredom is not always bad. Sometimes when you stop filling every empty moment, your mind finally gets a chance to slow down. You begin noticing your own thoughts. You begin understanding how you really feel. You may suddenly find the answer to a problem you have been thinking about for days. Your mind needs empty space just like your room needs empty space. Imagine putting something new into your room every hour. A chair, a table, a box, more clothes, more bags. You never remove anything. After some time, there is no space left to move. Your mind can feel the same way. Every video gives you information. Every conversation gives you something to think about. Every problem takes some attention. Every notification pulls your focus. If you never give your mind time to process these things, everything begins to feel heavy. That is why you should create small, quiet moments during your day. You do not need to disappear for a week. You do not need to travel somewhere far away. Start simply. Put your phone away for 20 minutes. Sit outside. Take a quiet walk. Drink tea without watching anything. Look at the sky. Write down what is on your mind. Breathe slowly. Let yourself be present. At first, this may feel strange. Your hand may automatically reach for your phone. Your mind may say, "This is boring." That is okay. Stay there for a little while. You are teaching your mind that it does not need entertainment every second. You should also be careful about what kind of information you allow into your mind. Not everything deserves your attention. Some content teaches you. Some content inspires you. Some content makes you laugh and relax. But some content only creates fear, anger, jealousy, or stress. If you spend hours watching people argue, reading negative comments, or comparing yourself with strangers online, do not be surprised if your mind feels tired. Your mental energy is valuable. Protect it. You do not have to know every piece of news. You do not have to read every comment. You do not have to answer every message immediately. You do not have to follow every trend. The world will continue even if you put your phone away for an hour, and you may return feeling much better. Another kind of noise comes from other people's opinions. Everyone has something to say. You should do this. You should not do that. You are too slow. You should be more successful by now. You should live like this. If you listen to every voice, you may stop hearing your own. Sometimes you need distance from opinions so you can ask yourself, what do I actually want? What is important to me? What do I need right now? Quiet time can help you hear those answers. You also need to give your mind a break from overthinking. Overthinking can make a small problem feel huge. You think about something once. Then again. You imagine 10 different things that could go wrong. Soon, you are tired from problems that have not even happened. When you notice this, bring yourself back to the present. Ask, is this problem happening right now? Can I do something about it today? If yes, take one useful action. If no, remind yourself that thinking about it for another 3 hours will not give you more control. Sometimes you have to tell your mind, I have thought enough about this for today. Write the problem down if you need to. Return to it when you are calmer. Not every question needs an answer immediately. Not every problem needs to be solved tonight. Learning to leave something for tomorrow can sometimes be healthy when you have already done what you can today. You should also create moments when you are fully present with people. If you are talking to someone you love, try to really listen. Do not keep checking your phone. Do not think about your next task. Look at them. Listen to their words. Enjoy the conversation. Real connection can recharge you in a way that endless scrolling cannot. Sometimes, one peaceful conversation with the right person can make your heart feel lighter. You can also use writing to clear your mind. When you have too many thoughts, take a piece of paper and write them down. Write what is worrying you. Write what you need to do. Write what you are thankful for. Write what you cannot control. You do not need perfect English. You do not need beautiful sentences. You are not writing for anyone else. You are simply taking thoughts out of your head and putting them somewhere you can see them. Sometimes, Your mind feels lighter simply because it no longer has to hold everything at once. And please understand this. You do not need to be available to everyone every minute. It is okay to answer a message later. It is okay to turn off notifications while you work. It is okay to have an evening when you do not want to talk much. It is okay to protect a little quiet space for yourself. This does not mean you do not care about people. It means you understand that your attention has limits. When you protect your attention, you can give people a better version of yourself later. A young woman had a habit of checking her phone from the moment she woke up until the moment she slept. She answered every notification quickly. She watched videos while eating. She checked social media while working. Even when she tried to relax, her mind felt busy. One weekend, she decided to try something simple. Every evening, she put her phone in another room for 1 hour. At first, the silence felt uncomfortable. She did not know what to do with herself. Then she started taking short walks. Sometimes she read. Sometimes she sat with her family. Sometimes she simply enjoyed the quiet. After a few weeks, she noticed something. Her problems had not disappeared. Her responsibilities were still there. But her mind felt clearer. She was sleeping better. She could focus longer. She felt more present in her own life. She realized she'd not needed to escape from the world. She'd simply needed a little space from the noise. Always remember, you cannot recharge a mind that is constantly being pulled in every direction. Give yourself moments of silence. Protect your attention. Step away from the noise, clear your mind, and return with more peace, focus, and strength. Lesson 3. You do not have to carry everything at once. Sometimes you are tired not because you are doing too little. You are tired because you are trying to carry too much at the same time. Work, family, money, goals, responsibilities, problems, other people's expectations, your own expectations. And while carrying all of this, you still tell yourself, I should be doing more. But there comes a time when you need to ask, do I really need to carry all of this right now? Many people try to solve their whole life in one day. They think about today's problems. Then they worry about next month's problems. Then they remember something that happened last year. Then they start thinking about something that may happen 5 years from now. Their body is sitting in one place, but their mind is living in 10 different places. Of course you feel tired. Your mind was never designed to solve everything at once. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is make life smaller. Do not think about the whole year. Think about today. Do not think about the next 20 steps. Think about the next step. Ask yourself, what needs my attention right now? Then focus on that. Maybe you have 10 things to do. You do not need to do all 10 at the same time. Choose the most important one. Finish it. Then move to the next. A calm mind does not mean you have no responsibilities. It means you stop allowing all your responsibilities to shout at you at the same time. You should also learn that not every problem is yours to solve. This is difficult for kind people. Someone in your family has a problem, and you immediately feel responsible. A friend is unhappy, and you feel that you must make them happy. Someone makes a poor decision, and you try to fix everything for them. Helping people is beautiful, but helping does not mean carrying everyone's life on your shoulders. You can support someone without becoming responsible for every choice they make. You can listen without solving everything. You can care without destroying your own peace. Sometimes, the best help you can give someone is allowing them to solve their own problem. This is especially important if you are the person everyone comes to. Maybe people call you when they need advice. Maybe your family depends on you. Maybe you are always the strong person. You listen, you help, you solve, you encourage. But who takes care of you? Strong people need support too. Strong people need quiet moments too. Strong people also get tired. You do not have to pretend that everything is fine when it is not. Sometimes saying, "I need some time for myself today," is not selfish. It is necessary. You should also stop carrying problems that belong to the past. Maybe someone hurt you. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you lost an opportunity. Maybe you wish you had made a different decision. You cannot change what happened. But sometimes, you keep carrying it as if thinking about it every day will somehow rewrite the story. It will not. Take the lesson. Leave the weight. If you made a mistake, learn from it. If you hurt someone, apologize when possible. If someone hurts you, decide what boundaries you need. Then allow yourself to move forward. You do not have to carry yesterday into every new morning. Your past should give you wisdom, not become a heavy bag you carry forever. Another weight people carry is the need to control everything. They want to know exactly what will happen. They want every plan to work perfectly. They want people to behave the way they expect. They want life to follow their schedule. But life does not work like that. Plans change. People change. Unexpected problems appear. You can prepare, but you cannot control everything. Trying to control what you cannot control will only make you tired. Learn to separate your life into two parts. What can I control? And what can I not control? You can control your effort. You can control how you speak. You can control how you use your time. You can control whether you learn from a mistake. You can control whether you take the next step. But you cannot control everyone's opinion. You cannot control the past. You cannot control every result. You cannot control what another person chooses to do. Stop spending your best energy fighting things that are outside your hands. Put that energy into the things you can change. This can bring great peace. You also need to understand that saying "not right now" can be healthy. Not every task is urgent. Not every message needs an immediate answer. Not every invitation needs a yes. Not every opportunity needs to be accepted. Sometimes your life becomes too full because you keep adding things but never removing anything. You add more work, more goals, more plans, more responsibilities. Then you wonder why you feel exhausted. Your schedule needs space. Your mind needs space. Your life needs space. You do not have to fill every hour with something productive. Leave room to breathe. Leave room for unexpected things. Leave room for yourself. Sometimes doing less allows you to do the important things better. Imagine carrying 10 heavy bags. Someone gives you one more bag. You say yes, then another. You say yes again. Eventually, you cannot walk properly. The problem is not that you are weak. The problem is that you are carrying too much. Life can become the same way. Sometimes becoming stronger does not mean learning how to carry more. Sometimes it means learning what you can put down. Maybe you need to put down the need to please everyone. Maybe you need to put down an old argument. Maybe you need to put down a responsibility that was never yours. Maybe you need to put down the pressure to have your whole life figured out. You are allowed to say, "I cannot handle everything today." Then choose what matters most. Do that well, and leave the rest for another time. You can also make a simple list when life feels too heavy. Write down everything that is on your mind. Then look at each thing and ask, does this need action today? Can this wait? Can someone help me with this? Is this even my responsibility? You may be surprised by how many things you are carrying only inside your head. When you put them on paper, they become easier to understand. And sometimes you realize that half of the things worrying you do not need your attention today. A woman was trying to manage her job, her home, her family, and several personal goals. She wanted to do everything perfectly. She answered every message immediately. She helped everyone who asked. She never wanted to disappoint anyone. From the outside, she looked strong, but inside, she was exhausted. One evening, she became upset over a very small problem. She wondered, why am I reacting like this? Then she realized the small problem was not the real problem. She had been carrying too much for too long. She wrote down everything she was trying to manage. She moved some tasks to another week. She asked her family for help. She stopped saying yes to every request. And she gave herself one evening each week with no extra plans. Her responsibilities did not disappear, but the weight became easier to carry. She learned that strength was not doing everything alone. Strength was knowing what mattered, asking for help when needed, and giving herself permission to put some things down. Always remember, you do not have to carry your whole life today. Put down what you cannot control, release what belongs to the past, and focus on what truly needs you right now. Sometimes you come back stronger not by carrying more, but by finally letting go of what was making you tired. Lesson 4. Reconnect with yourself before you return. Sometimes life becomes so busy that you slowly lose connection with yourself. You wake up and start working. You answer messages. You complete tasks. You take care of people. You solve problems. You move from one responsibility to the next. Then one day, you stop and realize, I have been taking care of everything, but I have forgotten about myself. This happens more often than we think. You can become so busy living that you stop asking yourself how you are actually feeling. You know what everyone else needs. Your family needs something. Your boss needs something. Your friends need something. Your work needs something. But when was the last time you asked, what do I need? Recharging yourself is not only about getting more energy. Sometimes it is about finding yourself again. It is about remembering what makes you happy, what makes you feel peaceful, what gives your life meaning, what kind of person you want to become. When you are always busy, these questions can disappear under your daily responsibilities. That is why taking some time for yourself can be powerful. You do not need to travel somewhere far away. You do not need an expensive vacation. You simply need some honest time with yourself. Sit somewhere quietly. Take a notebook. Ask yourself, how am I really feeling? What has been making me tired lately? What am I enjoying in my life? What am I doing only because I feel I have to? What do I want more of? What do I need less of? Do not rush the answers. Sometimes you have been ignoring yourself for so long that you may not immediately know what you need. Give yourself time. You may realize that you do not need more motivation. Maybe you need more peace. Maybe you do not need another big goal. Maybe you need to finish the goals you already have. Maybe you do not need more people around you. Maybe you need deeper relationships with the people who truly care. Maybe you do not need to work harder. Maybe you need to remember why you started working so hard in the first place. These answers can change your direction. You should also reconnect with the things you used to enjoy. Think about yourself before life became so busy. What made you happy? Maybe you loved drawing. Maybe you enjoyed reading. Maybe you liked playing a sport. Maybe you loved cooking. Maybe you enjoyed sitting outside in the evening. Maybe you liked listening to music. Maybe you enjoyed spending time with family without thinking about work. Sometimes we stop doing the things that bring us joy because we think they are not productive. We say, "I don't have time for that. I have more important things to do. I will enjoy myself after I become successful." But if you remove every enjoyable thing from your life, eventually life can begin to feel like one long list of responsibilities. You need moments that make you feel alive. Not everything you do has to make money. Not everything has to improve your career. Not every activity needs to become a goal. Sometimes you can do something simply because you enjoy it. That is enough. You should also check whether the life you are building still feels right for you. People change. Your dreams can change. Your priorities can change. Something you wanted 5 years ago may not be what you want today. And that is okay. Growth sometimes means changing direction. Do not continue chasing something only because you have already spent years chasing it. Ask yourself, if I were starting my life from this point today, would I still choose this direction? This is an important question. Maybe the answer is yes. Great. Return with more confidence. But maybe the answer is no. Then you may need to make some changes. You do not have to change everything immediately. You can begin slowly. Maybe you need a new routine. Maybe you need to learn something new. Maybe you need to spend more time with your family. Maybe you need to take better care of your health. Maybe you need to stop chasing something that no longer brings meaning to your life. Recharging gives you the space to notice these things. When you are always running, you only see the road directly in front of you. When you stop for a moment, you can look around and ask, am I still going where I want to go? That is not weakness. That is wisdom. You should also reconnect with your values. Your values are the things that truly matter to you. Maybe honesty is important to you. Maybe family is important. Maybe freedom matters. Maybe kindness matters. Maybe learning matters. Maybe peace matters. When your daily life moves too far away from your values, you may start feeling empty even if everything looks successful from the outside. You may have money but no time. You may have a good job but no peace. You may know many people but have no deep connection. You may be achieving goals but still feel that something is missing. Sometimes, the answer is not another achievement. Sometimes, the answer is bringing your life back closer to what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, what do I want people to remember about me? Not what car you drove, not how expensive your phone was, not how busy you looked. What kind of person were you? Were you kind? Were you present with the people you loved? Did you keep your word? Did you help people? Did you enjoy your life? Did you live according to what you believed? These questions help you see the bigger picture. You should also learn to enjoy your own company. Some people are uncomfortable being alone because silence brings thoughts they have been avoiding. So they always need something, a phone, a television, music, people, work. But being alone for a little while can teach you a lot about yourself. Go for a walk alone sometimes. Have a cup of coffee without looking at your phone. Sit outside and watch the evening sky. You may discover that you do not always need something happening around you to feel okay. Being comfortable with yourself is a beautiful kind of strength. It means your happiness does not completely depend on constant attention from others. And when you reconnect with yourself, you may notice that you have changed more than you realized. Maybe you have become stronger. Maybe things that once hurt you no longer control you. Maybe you have become more patient. Maybe you understand yourself better. Maybe you have survived situations you once thought would break you. Notice that growth. Give yourself credit. Sometimes we are so focused on where we still need to go that we forget how far we have already come. Look back for a moment, not to live in the past, but to remind yourself, I have already made it through difficult days before. That can give you strength for what comes next. A businessman spent years building his company. He worked almost every day. His business grew. His income increased. People around him called him successful. But one evening, he came home and realized he could not remember the last time he had eaten dinner peacefully with his family. He could not remember the last hobby he enjoyed. He could not remember the last day when he woke up without immediately thinking about work. He had built a successful business, but somewhere along the way, he had lost connection with the person who started it. So he took a few days away from work. Not to quit, not to run away. He simply wanted to think. He spent time with his family. He walked in the mornings. He wrote down what mattered to him, and he realized something. He still loved his business, but he did not love the way he was living. So he returned and changed his routine. He created more time for his family. He stopped answering unnecessary messages late at night. He began doing things he enjoyed again. His business did not become weaker. He became stronger because he was no longer working from an empty life. He was working from a life that had meaning again. Always remember, before you rush back into the world, take some time to reconnect with yourself. Remember what you love, what you value, and why you are working so hard. Sometimes, the strongest comeback begins when you stop asking, how can I do more? And start asking, what truly matters to me? You do not have to be strong every second of every day. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is give yourself permission to slow down. Take a break. Clear your mind. Spend time with yourself. Do something that brings peace back into your heart. You are not giving up. You are simply preparing yourself to return with new energy. Life is not a race where you must keep running until you have nothing left. Know when to work hard, but also know when your mind and body are asking for a little care. And when you are ready, stand up again. Return with a clearer mind. Return with fresh energy. Return with stronger focus, and continue your journey. Rest when you need to, but never give up on the person you are becoming. If this video gave you a little peace today, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And share it with someone who has been working hard and needs to hear this message. Before you go, write this in the comments. I will recharge, and I will come back stronger. Let it be a promise to yourself. Take care of your energy. Protect your peace. Give yourself time to breathe. Your journey is not over. Sometimes, you simply need to pause before your strongest comeback. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, rest, recharge, and come back stronger.